Excuse me, what you doing? I'm trying to set up something. We supposed to be talking to the people. See? Okay. That's something I've been thinking about.
Okay, sorry.
I mean,
wait.
So that's something that's really like I've been thinking about. And when I say I've been thinking about it, I've been thinking about how impersonal we have become as a society. And when I say that, I give the example of thinking back to when we didn't have text message. Nothing against smartphones, none of that. They are useful for what they're useful for.
True.
Okay? But I think about when we just had a house phone. Let me just go there. When we just had a house phone,
right,
and we wanted to talk to somebody or ask them whatever it was,
right,
reach out to somebody, we just picked up the phone.
That's true.
And if they answered, they did. They answered. If they didn't, they didn't. Voicemail or whatever, and they called you back. But now, and we've had this discussion before where I will send a voicemail, not a voicemail, but I'll send a voice memo message.
Right.
Because I really do want you to hear me if I cannot just mass call a whole bunch of y'all because we're on the group text.
That's true.
So that's why I send those. But also, if I'm texting and I feel like, okay, this is just too much to text, I'm going to say, can I call you?
Right.
Or I'm calling you.
Right.
So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that I want to put it on young people, but it's not young people. People don't communicate anymore because if you're texting, emailing, it loses its translation.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you remember when we used to come over and we would be together and I'd have that basket and you would put your phone in there because people, if I'm visiting you or you're visiting me or coming over, I want you. I don't want to see the top of your head,
right,
and your thumbs.
Yeah.
So I think we really have to be intentional about spending time with people. We have to be intentional about us being present when we spend time with people.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to have to be the examples. So that means if I'm doing too much, you have to call me out and say, hey, they want to spend time with you.
Yeah.
The same with me. We just have to hold each other accountable. It's very easy for this world to get lost, and that's kind of
where we
Yeah. I don't have anything against smartphones, but I will tell you the truth. It is the best invention and the worst invention. I absolutely, at one point, I could not stand the smartphone. But as you see now, I use it probably way more than I should.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to take some action. We're going to have to show people that it's good to get out. Make that initial connect.
Right.
And say, hey, let's meet at the park. Let's meet for coffee. Let's go, or can I come over?
Yeah. It's become it's gotten to the point where it feels like I don't want to call too late. I don't want to, I don't know what they're doing,
Exactly.
So it's like those thoughts. And it just makes me wonder, when did we what caused that wall to be put there? And I guess I'll never know, but that's where we are.
Well, sometimes when we think, okay, this is a new thing, this is a good thing, this is for communication, it totally blocked communication.
It does, yeah.
We've all been together, and everybody in the room
on the phone
is on the phone. I'm like, we're together to be together, and everybody's on the phone doing something, not checking something, but actually doing something.
Yeah, it pulls you in.
Yes.
I find myself like, leave it upstairs. Don't even bring it downstairs. So that's just my thoughts on that. And it's like I want to be intentional about. Okay, I'm calling.
Right.
Example: last night I was listening to. I sent you that song that I found in my archive that I had recorded years back with my friend Danielle's husband.
Yes.
And I thought about them when I was playing last night because I had it on repeat. It was playing loud up in the bedroom last night. And I said, ring. Danielle, she said, Wakenia, what you doing? I'm surprised you ain't in the bed. And it's like, she was just like,
but the sad thing about it, I'm not talking about Danielle or anybody else, but the sad thing about it is when you call, because we always have that phone nearby. That's the one thing we will turn around if we forget.
I did.
For in case of point, like when we go to work, maybe not your department, but we can't even open our the unit that we work on without our phone.
All right.
So you have to turn around and go get it. But when you call, the thing about it is she probably had that phone so close to her. So, okay, yeah. But that's
another thing. But yeah.
So that's a thought. We'll work on it. We're going to work on it.
So we challenge you to be intentional about your communicating and spending time face to face with your friends, your family, your those people that you come in contact with, those that are in your environment, and really making it important that you make those lasting memories